Alright guys, this is going to be a quick video. I'm just filming in front of my fireplace because there's no way in hell I'm paying $4.50 for a gallon of home heating oil in the end of April. So I'm just going to go over some of the concepts quick, and then I can post some of the actual links of the more scientific stuff later. But basically what this is about is the pulse wave propagation. I theorize that the neutrino detector in the Antarctic ice is actually a directed energy weapon, and it's actually got a multiple uses and capabilities. It's a communications tool. It can also direct signaling in the form of kinetic energy, and that can cause things like waves and earthquakes. It's not like a super fine-tuned science, so let me go over a few things. So sonar is pretty easy to understand as a concept. We have that on all of our ships. How that works is there's a ping that gets sent out from the primary object in a radius, and then it returns a signal in the same way like ripples do on the water. Now, that's a kinetic wave, the same as what I'm talking about here. So we're not talking about anything like super fancy. This is just like straight kinetics. It's just vibration that goes and propagates through the medium, and then the medium in the sonar's case is water, but what we're talking about specifically is vibration that goes through granite rock, and that also means the mantle and the outer core and the magnetic core of the Earth, because all of that, except for the hard iron core of the Earth, all of that is liquid granite. It's all basically the same carbonate substance that makes up the crust of the Earth. The crust is just like a thin, hardened shell of it, but the Earth itself is mainly a liquid egg, and all of that liquid is liquid magma rock. So this energy signal, if you consider the planet in like a big sphere, and they have this machine set up on the Antarctic South Pole, what they do is they send out the signal, same as a sonar signal, and then at specific frequencies it can be picked up on particular nodes of the Earth. So depending on where you want to send the signal, you just send a particular type of vibration through the liquid mantle core of the Earth, and then that can be received at certain integer points, depending on where you have your bases and your other machines set up. Now, how they're able to do this is the same as a sonar, but a sonar is a single ping. It's a single ship, and it has a single sonar outward vibrational machine, and that sends the signal outwardly. That's called a transponder, and when you also have it take back in the signal, that's called a transceiver. So each of these sonar machines is what's called a transceiver, where it can send out and then receive the signal. What they've discovered recently, as of really recently, 2010, 2012, is that with these transponders, if you have a bunch of little ones, they can function like one big one. And how that works is, and this is the most important part, this is actually how the entire machine works. What you do is you take a bunch of these transponders and you just set them up in a very particular geometric shape. So they have them embedded in the Antarctic ice, deep down in the ice. So they core drill, and then they plant one, and then it freezes over, and then they plant the next one up and up and up and up and up. So they can do this for kilometers. There are kilometers of ice. they can then send a signal from one that, just like a ripple on the water and just like a wave pool, as soon as this ripple hits the next set, they then activate and then hit another signal that's to enhance and vibrationally accelerate that other signal. So it's just a single signal, and then these two, and then like 4, and then 8, all of them work in accordance with each other to send one big 3D geometric wave across this 3D geometric grid that's also enhancing this signal as it propagates along through the ice. And then as that vibration hits each one of these transponders, they then activate and then also boost that signal along. So what that means is they can set up these signals in a bunch of different really interesting ways. You can specifically hyper target. Instead of just doing like one outward like this, you can send like a package of a bunch of signal waves all in quick succession. So instead of like one just solid like hum that goes through the inner workings of the earth, it can then have like a quick little like bit of like other vibration that's propagated along with it, and then this can be decoded on another set part of the earth. So that's how they can communicate with this type of signal. Now, what's really important is that this works at the speed of light. Going through and propagating along a wire or some kind of other medium happens because you're not moving any part of the liquid mantle of the earth. You're just sending a vibration through it. That vibration moves very, very quickly, and it's a lot faster to go from just a pole to a pole where like you have a piece of metal embedded into the core of the earth than it is to send it to a cell tower, which then has to hit a satellite, which then hits another satellite and another and another and another to then come down and then be decoded from that side. It's way, way quicker to just send one signal clean across the inside of the earth. So there's a demonstratable geometric grid that I believe that I have evidence of. I'm putting this together in my book. I can send you guys the link. I have more than 100 plot points that are in exact 1,000-kilometer integers all across the planet Earth. So there's a clear geometric lattice crystalline structure that the crust of the Earth has taken as it's cooled and hardened. Now, I know the plate tectonics of the Earth move, but also there may be geometrically and seismically stable areas of this granite crust. And there are a lot of really interesting things about vibration and specifically granite rock that are secret, and that I believe this neutrino detector has a lot of capabilities to take advantage of. So I could post again some of like the science behind like some of this, but that's essentially how it works.